Brebeuf Jesuit entered Week 5 desperately needing a win. They had fallen to Zionsville the week earlier in a game many felt they should have won. A 2-hour trek to face the undefeated Eagles of Culver Academies and renew their yearly rivalry awaited the Braves. On the picturesque and historic campus, these two foes would battle for who would take home the Wilkes O'Brien Trophy and have bragging rights for one more year. The Braves have kept the trophy in Indianapolis since 2010, but would this be the year that the award would make its way back north?
On 3, 1, 2, 3, go!
The Braves would open up the game by taking the ball. However, after a successful first down play, the Braves would lose yardage on the next 2 plays and would be forced to punt. The Braves' defense had a difficult task ahead of them containing the Eagles' offense, but as they have been all year, they were up to the challenge. Offenses struggled through the first quarter to get offensive momentum. The Braves, however, put a promising drive together that looked like it might stall after a penalty put the offense in a 3rd and 23 situation. The Braves dialed up a familiar play, a deep ball from quarterback Derek Ozobu to wide receiver Jacob Pressler. The defense held the Eagles on the ensuing possession, and the offense went right back to Pressler. However, the drive fizzled out and the ball was given back to the Eagles. The defense forced the Eagles into a 4th and 3 situation. The Eagles elected to go for it and ripped off a 47-yard touchdown run to knot the game at 7. On the next offensive possession for the Braves, a 40-yard pass play to Clay Mayer, followed by a 14-yard screen to running back Will Turner, set the Braves up 1st and goal from the 8. The Braves were unable to capitalize and will settle for an Alex Potts 29-yard field goal to give the team a 10-7 advantage at the half. On the first possession of the second half, the Braves defense stripped the ball from the Culver running back to set the Braves offense up in Eagle territory. However, the Braves would give the ball right back after this Ozobu interception. Both defenses continued to stifle one another and put constant pressure on each other. But by the end of the 3rd quarter, the Eagles were able to string together a drive uncharacteristically using the passing game. They would go back to the ground to score from 8 yards out to take a 14-10 advantage. In the 4th quarter, the Braves' defense would tighten up, and the offense continued to take the deep shot. Ozobu engineered a drive that placed the Braves inside the Eagle 20. But a sack would put the Braves in another 3rd and long situation. And like the first touchdown, Ozobu looked to Pressler, who made another grab in the end zone to give the Braves the 17-14 lead. On the ensuing kickoff, the Eagles weaved their way to midfield, but Thomas Wilson and Alex Potts finally took the return man down. Eagles would then expertly maneuver their way down the field deep into Brebeuf territory. On first down, the Eagles were unable to connect on a pass. On second down, the Eagles quarterback was able to slip out of James Krug's tackle and get to the 4. The defensive interior, led by Max Siegel, was able to stuff the Eagles at the 2, setting up a 4th and goal from the 2-yard line. Linebacker Micah Jackson would make the tackle of the Eagle running back at the 1 to preserve the Braves' victory. The Braves ran out the final 14 seconds for a hard-fought victory. Football is a game of attrition, and injuries are a major part of the season. For some, complete seasons may be a loss, but that does not mean they cannot contribute to the effort.
This is a pretty tough subject because, whenever you have seniors that have lost their last season of football and possibly forever, it's just a real heartbreaking subject. We have 3 young men who, have done everything that they possibly could and would want to as far as getting back on the field, and their injuries are just too severe.
I herniated my disc in my back from doing too much weight, and that's impacted me a lot because over the summer I had this opportunity or shot to maybe play, but I really never knew because the doctors were like, well, maybe it'll heal by itself, maybe it won't. It's one of those injuries that really sucks because there's no timetable or anything.
I have torn both of my ACLs. My first one was sophomore year, coming after a scrimmage, and then practicing on a hurt knee, which I shouldn't have done in the first place. And the second one was against Jattar last year in the first round of the playoffs. And it was just tough because all summer I was just going through with the mindset I can come back, I can do this. And then 2 weeks ago I was just broken. The news was just broken to me you won't be able to play this year. And it was devastating, but there was always that fear in the back of my mind that
So I got injured winter of my junior year during wrestling season. I broke my tibia and fibula, so still in recovery because the whole process is about 1 year and 3 months because it was a pretty serious break. So I decided to forego my senior season of football to make sure my long-term health is there. I'm not always in constant pain from that.
They've made a great positive out of negative. They've come to work every day and have been willing to do whatever they possibly can. They've found ways to contribute. And the fact that they're here every day has made them feel more part of the wins, more part of the teams than if they were to just show up for games only.
I like to use myself as kind of an example for some of my teammates, because when I notice that some of them aren't going 100% all the time, I just go up to them and I'd kill to be out on the field right now, and you're just taking it for granted. You'll be missing this one day.
If I see especially younger kids, but even still upperclassmen make mistakes, just help them out and just help them get better. And then also on the sidelines during the games, always be a positive influence and encourage my teammates when they're down, or even when they have great plays, just give them a high five or just get their confidence up.
For the football team right now, I'm a manager. I get the water set up, all the equipment out for game days, make sure everything's there, everything's ready. Especially away games, there's a lot more to get done. Gotta get headsets, check all that, make sure the players have their equipment, make sure they have the right jerseys. It's definitely difficult to work for 3 years to play varsity football and then not be able to. It kind of hurts to watch everyone else play, and I wish I could be out there with them.
What do I miss the most? Going out on Friday nights, that's running out in front of all the fans, and then playing in front of all your friends, and then it's just I the feeling is insane. I can't it's indescribable how fun it is to play for your school, to represent Brebeuf and your friends, and playing with people that you been friends with for 4 years is just insane, indescribable. I love the feeling of it. I like being vocal on the sideline during the games is also one of my main jobs, because I can't, like, if I can't be out on the field with them, like, why not just, like, try and help out, like, the defense whenever, like they're trying to really tell if it's a pass or ball. So I find that to be also, like, one of my main jobs.
It hurts a little bit, obviously, but it's settled in a little bit by this point. At the beginning of the season, it was a little hard, especially just because, I mean, obviously everyone wants to be out there and it's tough, but I don't know. I think the more you're involved and the more you, like, just are hopeful for your teammates less than you are of, like, man, I wish I could be out there doing better. Like, the more you are joyful for their achievements helps you out.
I enjoy, like, being with the team at all times. I've made great friends on the football team. I couldn't really walk away from the brotherhood that you build through football. It was really hard for me to come back and tell them that I wasn't playing. But I enjoy my spot. I enjoy where I'm at. I love being part of the team, and it's just not something I could walk away from.
Well, I can't say enough with how much I appreciate them and how much my heart goes out to them. I can only hope that somehow they're paid back for this horrible experience and they find a real blessing in it somehow. Things could be worse, but they're handling it like young men and men for others, and they're doing a fantastic job modeling what Brebeuf is all about.
The Week 6 opponent is Class 5A number 1 Roncalli.
Facing Roncalli is tough any time, but going down there and trying to beat them on their own turf is really extremely it's difficult. We did it a couple years ago, and I'm sure they remember that. They're a tough team. They're disciplined. They platoon. They've got scout teams that platoon, meaning that they've got 2 teams on offense, 2 teams on defense, and they're able to go against each other and give a great look all week. They're well coached. They hustle to the football, and they're hard-hitting football teams every year. I have a lot of respect for the program, and we're hoping to get to that level one day here. But honestly, if we go down there and execute on offense, it's going to come down to turnovers. Hopefully we don't put our defense in a bad situation. Hopefully our defense can get us a ball and get us a short porch, if you will, and let us take a couple shots to the end zone and get the momentum on our side. But our team is coming to their own right now, and I don't think we're respected by many, and this team being undefeated, I think we got them right where we want them, and so we're going to treat it like any other business trip and go down there and do our job the best that we can, and hopefully that we stay professional and stay within our mindset and what we've been taught and execute to the fullest of our ability. We just can't help them in any way. We need to be there each play where we're supposed to be and execute how we've been coached, and good Lord willing, we'll have a couple of breaks here and there, and it ought to be a great ball game.
The Braves hope to ruin the Rebel homecoming like they did in 2015. They will get their chance at Roncalli on Friday night at 7 p.m.